Satellite Studio. 5 o'clock p.m., Caraga Satellite Studio. 5:30 p.m., Northern Mindanao Satellite Studio. Stay tuned for more exciting programs only here on INCRadio.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
Welcome to INCRadio, Hawaii Pacific. Featuring the brothers and sisters of the Ecclesiastical District of Hawaii Pacific. Mahalo for tuning in. See you soon. Aloha everyone, aloha kako, aloha, and thank you for tuning in to INCRadio Hawaii Pacific. I'm Sister Sibyl Mariano. Thank you for joining us today on this lovely Aloha Friday, but I am not by myself. I have my co-host with me. Go ahead and introduce yourself, my co-host.
Hello, Sister Sibyl. My name is Brother Bruce Tan from the local congregation of Kunia. And good evening, good afternoon to everybody who tuning in to INCRadio today. And very excited to be here, Sister Sibyl. So excited to see you one more time as our co-host.
Yes, I know. It's been a while, Kuya Bruce. And again, if everyone has been watching us for quite a while, we always check where Kuya Bruce is. He's originally from Lihue, Kauai. But right now he's in Oahu. But we also have another person joining us from Oahu. Please go ahead and introduce yourself, sister. Oh, Sister Maria. Hey, you go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Oh, hi. I have like a feedback or an echo, so that's what I'm like. I think I'm delayed. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sister Maria Olipas, and I am from the locale of Kunia.
Yay! And she will be our guest for this evening. Again, our topic is career path, contract specialist, and we're going to be discussing motherhood as well. But before we get to that, we're going to go ahead into special thanks. So special thank you to our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, and our subsea coordinator, Brother Angelo Araño Manalo, for allowing us to have platforms like this. And we'd like to say thank you to our district minister, Brother Jem H. Baitan, our Assistant District Minister, Brother Adora Apostle and family, and our CFO advisor, our CFO overseer, Brother Brandon Pacheco, and to all the other ministers and ministerial workers and their families here in our district, as well as how to watch. So don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube by searching INCRadio DZEM 954. I was on a roll, darn it. And clicking on the subscribe button and bell notifications to be notified every time a new video is uploaded. Alrighty, Kuya Bruce, what's next up on our agenda for today?
Yes, for the activities for this week, we're always gonna be having our evangelical missions throughout the islands. So please contact your minister and your local leadership for more information. And now we're gonna have our icebreaker question for the day. Sister Maria, what was your highs and lows for this week?
My highs and lows for this week. My high was that my daughter got a Good Citizen Award at school.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
so
Is
that
that
was
like
fun.
Student of the Month, or that's just like a weekly award?
I think it's a like a Student of the Month award for her class.
Nice. Very good. And how about like a low from your week as well?
For a low, I can't really think of a low. I always have good days.
That's
I
good.
like to laugh a lot, so
Yeah. Always make the best out of a situation.
yes.
Very good. How about you, Kuya Bruce? Your highs and lows for this week as well?
I'm very grateful that I'm surrounded with a lot of supportive family and friends that are always being my cheerleader when I'm down, so they're always
Oh,
there for me. So I'm grateful for that. And
very
my
good.
lows sometimes is like when you have that, you want to do extra work a little bit more, but your body can't handle, and your body couldn't deal any more extra work. So that's the load that I have this week. It's like I wanted to do more, but I just
Mhm.
can't. So I had to, take a break. So that's
Right.
something that I need to work on, is to, be healthy.
Yes. Yes. Listen to your body when it's telling you take a break. Take a break. That's good, Bruce.
What about you, Sister Sibyl?
For
What are
me,
your highs and lows for?
I think my high for this week. Trying to remember. Oh, one of my coworkers got me what's that called? Bread from Molokai.
Oh, nice.
We sell it here on Maui as well. So if any of you who are not from Hawaii, we have this very special bread from Molokai. It's this big loaf, and they fill it up with good things in there. Um, Very popular here, right? And then so my coworker got me that. I thought that was really sweet. And one of my lows was during work as well. In like our last 30 minutes. So we're doing like a shift in our desk and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
moving desk is always a task.
Okay.
But they told me I could stay at my original desk. The last 30
Good.
minutes of work, they're like, oh, never mind, you have to move. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I guess I'll stay a little over. That's my only low of the week. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Everyone in the comments, go ahead and tell us what was your high and low for the week. If you didn't have any lows and you laugh at everything just like Auntie Maria, that's good. Very good. It's always good to laugh at yourself. And it's also always good to listen to your body, right, Kuya Bruce? Whenever you're
That's right.
tired, always take a nap. I always listen to myself every time I'm tired. I'm gonna go take a nap. Okay, so that's it for the question of the day. And then before we go into our topic again, it's gonna be contract specialist and motherhood.
Mhm.
And then Kamaria is going to be touching up some subjects upon that. But before we get into it, we're actually going to go ahead into a station break. So everyone stay tuned and let's go into our station break. Take it away. Kuya Tech, thank you.
You are listening to Iglesia ni Cristo Radio, the voice of truth.
Top choirs from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao will battle it out for the INC Radio Chorale Competition. Find out who will emerge to the top in the next coming episodes of Isang Tinig, Isang Himig. Every Sunday, 12:30 to 2 p.m. on INC Radio DZEM 954.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back from our short station break. We're going to go ahead and into some comment readings before we get into our topic for this evening. So, starting off with Ka Joseph Roncal, he says, hello, everyone from hashtag Hilo. We have our very own Kuya Bruce saying aloha, everyone from hashtag Kunia. Again, he is in Oahu. We have Brother Ivan Briones saying, good evening, brethren, as well as Ka Brian from American Samoa, he says aloha and talofa. We also have Brother Jaden joining us, Brother Edward, as well from Honoka'a, Sister Christina from Wahiwa. I'm so tempted to say Wahiawa sometimes. I know that's the wrong pronunciation, but you just want to say how it is. We have also Ka Normal Pascual, aloha everyone from hashtag Waipahu, sorry. Ka Ferdinand from Pearl City. We have our own Sean Adams joining us from hashtag Kunia. We
Mhm.
have Brother NJMH Baitan, our district minister, says, greeting everyone. Happy viewing Hawaii Pacific. We have Ka Andre. He says, happy viewing po from Lahaina as well as hashtag Lanai. We have Ka Lori. Aloha Friday from hashtag Kunia. Sister CJ says, Aloha Friday from hashtag Waikiki. That's WKI, correct, Bruce?
That's right.
WKI. Yes, thank you. Oh, we have Karayan Barnachea also from hashtag Waikiki. We also have, I believe, Ka from Lehue has says, good evening po to brethren worldwide. We have Karoy from hashtag Honolulu. And we have Kamian from hashtag Waikiki. I almost forgot WKI Waikiki. As well as scrolling down in the comments, we have Brother Scott Aloha from Netherlands, Central Europe. Thank you so
Wow.
much for joining us, Scott, all the way
Wow.
from Central Europe. I believe the time right now around that area is about 12 hours, so maybe 10 a.m. Very cool. And then we have our own brother Jordan says aloha po. Oh, Brother Scott says, urging from the Alehu. Oh, nice. Oh, that's right. Because Scott Augustine, if everyone remembers him, go ahead and say hi to him in the comments. We also have Sister Galen saying, Aloha Friday, 12 viewers, hashtag Honolulu. We have Kadan saying, happy viewing to all. We have Karan Hamilton from hashtag Waikiki, as well as Joshua Monaco from hashtag Kapule. And then we also have Ka Martin from hashtag Lahaina. And again, everyone, just a reminder, go ahead and use your hashtags in the comments. I believe we're still doing the comment, the hashtag counts. Not too sure, but Jordan, if you can go ahead and remind me later on, um, we'll go ahead and expound more on that later. Alrighty, so that's it for the comments for now. Thank you everyone for tuning in with us. Again, we have Kamria here with our topic today on contract specialists and motherhood. I know I just mentioned your career, but in your words, Sister Maria, what is your career?
So I work in contracting. So exciting, right? Doesn't it sound like so much fun?
Yes,
But
super.
to make it in more relatable terms, so what I do is I manage contracts for the U.S. Army here in the state of Hawaii. Um, and I'll give you an example of a contract. So for the military bases, they need grass cutting or trees cut to
Mm.
maintain the property. And so the office that I work in, we create those contracts and solicit to go and find small businesses to manage the grass cutting and the tree trimming. So a lot of what I handle are service related type of
Mm.
contracts, but there's also like supply buys.
I
So
see.
for example, I'll order 100 something amount of dollars of toner for the government. So that's what I do. So it takes a lot of reading and understanding of regulation. Um, and so it can be a little mundane, but I enjoy what I do. It's never the same thing twice. So my work days are never routine or redundant. There's always something different every single day.
So, Sister Maria, you must be very organized.
You have to be, I have cliff notes. I'm super organized.
Nice.
You have to be organized or you're going to lose yourself because there's so much to know. The world of contracting is so vast that um, there are people that have been in that field for 40 something years and still
Oh,
do
wow.
not know everything. There's just, it's a never ending of learning in that
Mhm.
field.
But what inspired you to pursue this career, Sister Maria?
So, um, this opportunity is not something I even knew existed.
Mhm.
Mm.
I have a friend who asked if I wanted to go into contracting, and I thought, it doesn't sound like I would have fun. But I've always wanted to work for the government, and so um, my husband, Brother Romel, was in the army, and we got married very early. And I wanted to find a degree in which I could get a job that would move with him in the army.
Mm.
And so my guidance counselor recommended public administration. And it's not something I even knew existed. And so I went into that, and lo and behold, my path didn't take me directly to the government. So I worked for 20 years in different
Oh, wow.
fields, learning, becoming, just taking in everything. I worked in purchasing for the most part, and then I went into product development and project management. So I've kind of touched on different things. And then this position opened up. And so what's funny is everything that I had touched on in my whole career. It took me 20 years, by the way, to get into the government. So if anybody out there is trying to get into the government, don't quit. Keep trying, just keep applying. There's so many opportunities. It's just trying to get into the system. But so it was just not in my cards to work for the government right after college. I needed to get all that worldly experience working in administration and different aspects of it, in order to be prepared for this role, because this role requires a lot of reading comprehension, as well as math. Believe it or not, there's a lot of numbers. You work with a lot of numbers, and so just being able to calculate stuff like that is something that I learned along the way. And so it was just my path to not get a government job for 20 years. So I tried for 20 years to get into the government. And eventually I got there. By the time I got the job, my husband was already retired from the Army. But he works on Schofield. Well, actually Wheeler, but we both work literally 2 buildings away from each other.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I get to go
Very
on lunch dates, and it's fun. We get to spend all this extra time together.
Nice. And it's government jobs, so you also kind of have like the weekends off as well, right?
Absolutely. So
Yes.
4 o'clock, I'm done. Bye
Yep.
bye.
Bye bye. Tuning out now. What is like a daily how is it like your daily work life for you?
So the nice thing is my 2 kids go to Wheeler Elementary, and we live in Village Park. So I drive them to school in the morning and get to drop them off. Now, this is something I didn't have the opportunity to do with my first 2 kids. So we have 4 kids. They're about 20 years apart each set. So the first set kind of feel gypped because they're like, you never did that for us. Well, I couldn't do it when I was 20 years old. I mean, we had a very early start in our family building, but it's nice to be able to have that opportunity to drive them to school. So I'll drop them off, and it's just your typical office work. I get my coffee. You work for the government, so you get your coffee, you read the news, you go chit chat, and then you get to work. But it's just a typical day at the office. My office consists of not just civilians, but I also work with active duty military personnel as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, very cool. For you, how do you maintain your livelihood to be as a mother as well? Since you mentioned I was gonna say a party of 4. You are a mother of 4.
So one of the things that I learned, and just something that I gained and experienced, but having 2 sets of kids in 2 different chapters of my life, is that you just gotta adapt. And so I tried to get the jobs that would allow me to still be a mom and drop them off, pick them up. And it takes a village. So I didn't do it alone. We had support from family, we had support from friends. And when we started our second set of kids, we were in a place financially where I could actually not have to work a traditional 9-to-5 job. So I actually did Tupperware for 3 years, believe it or not. So I was doing that and building a business, and I did that for 3 years, and that helped to contribute to the household finances and the budget, so that I was also still doing my part, and being able to balance family and work. And then when my youngest became old enough to go to preschool, that was when I went back out into the workforce and found a 9-to-5 job. And it wasn't this contracting job. It was working for a law firm in downtown. And I live in Waipahu, so the commute was bad. But I caught the bus and I would take a nap
on the bus. You're like,
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So how old is your youngest child?
She is 7. She's a first grader.
Oh, very good. It's good that you have like a set schedule now. So that way also your kids have like a set schedule, like when they're gonna see you and when you guys are gonna have family time. Do your skills translate to both your job as well as a mother?
Yes. And I think this applies to all women who are mothers. And so, working in the field that I work in, there's a lot of time sensitivity. So you have to have time management. You have to be able to prioritize, because as we all know, the job of mother is a million jobs rolled into one word, right? To do the laundry, we have to go grocery shopping, we have to do the budget. We clean the house, and there's just a thousand things that we have to do in balance. So a lot of what I do at work, it will always apply to what I have to do at home to be a mom. So, multitasking is number one
Mhm.
for sure.
You guys wear many hats.
Yes.
Yes. And I just want to say, I read a comment from Kalori. She says that, where is it? I saw the comment. It was very cute. She says, "Come, Maria, making things happen." That's very cute. And then I know our show is actually wrapping up pretty soon.
Okay.
Um, but we do have a couple of more questions. Okay, Bruce, did I miss any other questions? I believe.
So, Sister Maria, I know that being a mom is a full time job with no pay, but you're still doing it. So, hats off to you. And can you tell us what are your advice that you'd like to give for this profession as a contract specialist? If anyone from our brethren who would like to pursue this career, what are the steps to become a contract specialist? If you can help us.
So in order to get into the contracting field, a minimum of a bachelor's degree is required. I don't think they specify if it has to be, it needs to be specialized in any particular fields, but they prefer finance or accounting or business management, that type. And you just have to be flexible and adapt, because it's such a fluid thing. It's like a live thing. Nothing is ever the same. So you have to be able to adapt and just flex with whatever the changes are. Um, Comprehension is a must. Like, sometimes in haste, a lot of us will read emails and just respond without even reading the whole thing, and you're like, whoops, I shouldn't have sent that. Like, just comprehension, reading, um understanding regulation, and just being open-minded and
Mhm.
flexible.
Yeah. So for the contracts, how were you able to kind of get used to, like, because you do a lot of reading, of course. How did you get used to it? Because I know there's like a lot of words whenever you're when a normal person's reading a contract,
Hmm.
they're just like it's a lot of mumbo jumbo. How did you get used to that?
I used a lot of dictionaries, and not just that, but because it's also for the government, you have to learn how to speak their
Language.
lingo. There's a lot
Mm.
of acronyms that they use that I have no idea what it is. So I'm constantly calling my husband. I'm like, what does this mean? What does that mean? What rank is this? And what is it? Because there's so many like formalities that you have to pay attention to, because I work with military as well as civilian. But it's taking your time. I mean, there's just so much to learn, but take your time and ask questions if you don't know. Some people are afraid to ask because they don't want to appear like they're inept, or
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand, and whatever the case may be. Everybody learns at different rates.
Mm-hmm.
But just ask the questions, because there's never a stupid question.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yes. And going back to your thing about like just speed reading, getting in like the keywords, I do that all the time. Actually, earlier today at work, I was reading an email and I went to my coworker and I'm like, "Oh, how come we're not getting this anymore?" And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And then I was like, "Oh," and she's like, "Reread the email again." I'm like, "Oh, when you're just not selective hearing, but like just selective."
You're like picking the words that you want to see, and you're
Yeah.
not seeing the whole message. Yeah, we've all done
Yes.
it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Also, I just want to read a comment from Ka Alfred Asenes. He said, hashtag Wahiwa. Mahalo po Sis Bria for your service to our country. He says, military plus government plus civilians plus contractors equals the total force. And also, Sister Christina Wilson says, interesting job, Sister Mia. Thank you for helping our brothers in the service. Hashtag Wahiwa. Alrighty, as our show comes to a close, I believe that's all the questions for this evening, correct, you, Bruce? Oh,
yes.
okay, perfect. Kamaria, thank you so much for tuning in with us this evening and
Thank you
for
for
also
having me.
giving us advices towards not only just for contract specialists, but also like
Mhm.
government jobs, how to handle, being a mom of many hats. Do you have any last shout outs you want to give out before we close for this evening?
I want to shout out to my mother-in-law. Hi, Nanai. I don't know if she's watching now, because I don't know if anybody helped her with the technology, but she sees me. Hi.
Yay! And then how about you, Crew Bruce? Any last minute shout outs you'd like to give out?
Yeah, I would like to give a shout out to all the brethren from Lihui. We miss you and we love you and can't wait to see you soon.
Yay! And as well as for myself, shout out to everyone tuning in this evening, as well as to my hashtag Wailuku family. If you guys are hashtagging there in the comment, please go ahead and spam hashtag WKU. Even though if you're not from Wailuku, go ahead and spam hashtag WKU. Thank you so much. Before we do our special thanks, I'm gonna read this last comment from Cabrian. Cabrian from American Samoa. He says, having a family and career while being able to continue serving God, firm in the faith, is such a beautiful thing. Thank you for being a wonderful guest, sister. Oh, very
Oh,
nice.
thank you.
Well put, Brian. Thank you so much. And also, Queer Bruce, go ahead with the special thanks and closing the show for this evening.
Yes, we're running out of time. So before we go, more special thanks to our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our CFO Coordinator and SEBC President, Brother Angelo Eranio Manalo. Also giving thanks to our District Minister, Brother Jem H. Baitan, our Assistant District Minister, Brother Ador Apostol, and our CFO Overseer, Brother Brandon Pacheco. Up next, our INC Radio Bicol region. So again, thank you for tuning in to INC Radio. So we look forward to seeing you next week. My name is Bruce, and
My name is Sister Sibyl, and
I'm Sister Maria.
yay! Thank you
Thank you
everyone
for
for
tuning
tuning
in.
in.
aloha.
Aloha!